Yeah.
Is it okay if I sit on it?
I'm okay.
Can I sit on it?
No.
Too heavy.
Wait, can they see my legs? Because I just want to pop out in the middle. Okay, guys?
No
Ew!
Yeah, but they can't see your legs.
Oh, yeah.
Tại sao?
Đủ sáng.
Đủ sao?
Đủ sáng.
Đủ sao thì
Would you like?
mày nghĩ đủ sao?
That's good.
Em đâu? À, dạ. Em ở đâu tự nhiên em chung ở dưới em chung lên vậy?
Here, I'll put my arm here, but.
Ok, chào. Chào tất cả nhà. Hôm nay có Khả Phi về nên Khả Phi muốn livestream. Mẹ kêu Khả Phi livestream. Yeah. Mẹ nói anh Phi với Phụng với Phượng livestream share với lại các anh chị em suy nghĩ của Phi Phụng Phượng là những đứa trẻ teenager ở bên Mỹ có những cái suy nghĩ như thế nào về thông tin, về news, về những chuyện xảy ra, về cái cách sống và sự việc mỗi ngày. Thôi cái này giống như là ba anh em của Phi Phụng Phượng nói chuyện với nhau vậy đó. Rồi các anh chị em ai có thắc mắc hỏi gì thì Mã hỏi cho Phi Phụng Phượng trả lời ha. Ok. Now your guys' turn.
Hi!
Here's the
Ow, my eye!
Phụng đâu? Ai là Phụng đâu? Phụng đó à? Đó là Phụng. And then ở giữa là Phi.
Phượng.
I know. Cái còn cái này là Phi. Rồi bây giờ với Phượng share với anh Hai trước đi. Phượng kể cho anh Hai nghe ở trong trường em học cái gì.
Oh, okay, so I am...
Nói tiếng Việt.
Okay.
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 In...
Học.
Wait. I know how to say ROTC in Vietnamese.
ROTC.
O, T, S.
Ủa cha.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Đẹp quá.
And I'm like
Em
Phụng.
học.
I'm in Am Hop.
Phượng học gì?
Malgard.
Màu gói là màu gì?
Color guard. I don't know how to
No,
say
Phượng.
this.
No Phượng,
Oh,
đó là
Phượng,
em
stop.
nói tiếng Việt.
Yeah, dude, like, can I just say in English?
Em nói tiếng Việt trước, những cái gì mà em không biết nói tiếng Việt.
Okay, em đi học.
Đúng rồi, ok, em học trong ROTC.
Yeah.
Ok, ROTC em nói tiếng Mỹ được. Rồi sao nữa?
Ok.
Chuyện gì xảy ra trong trường? Em ăn gì vậy?
Kẹo.
Giờ mình nói kẹo. Rồi trong trường em học cái gì? Cô dạy em cái gì nói mẹ nghe coi.
Cô dạy con.
Bữa hôm em share với mẹ cái gì mà về cái làm sao mà cái country để làm sao để cho người dân có more benefits á. Bữa hôm em share với mẹ đó em nhớ không? Bữa hôm em nói nhiều lắm luôn á mà mẹ không có nhớ được em nói cái gì. Em nói là một cái chế độ, một cái communist, how to change the communists or things that they do.
Oh, okay. So, can I please say this in English? Okay.
Anh em phiên dịch tiếng Việt. Rồi nói đi.
Okay, so
And I can spell it for you.
a lot of people have been saying how America is bad now because of Donald Trump because he's building up a wall and stuff, and like now Mexicans can't save their families by coming here illegally and from other countries and stuff. And so this guy in my class was saying how America is like our savior and stuff, and now Donald Trump is closing it up, making it not a safe place for other people anymore. And then I said, this is not word for word, but this is basically what I said. I said, yeah, America is our savior and we're like that, but if we're open to everyone and because of their country is bad, then their country will never change, because if everyone keeps coming here like as a refugee, then their country, their government will not see like anything is wrong. And so since we're not closing up, but we're just allowing people come legally as the law, then their country, they need a, this sounds bad, man.
Go ahead.
Okay. Dang, man.
I just don't know what you're saying.
Yeah, man.
No, I know
this
what
is
she's
hard.
saying.
I don't know what she's
Man.
saying.
Yeah, I don't understand.
What she said is if the people keep leaving and don't stay back to the country and fight for the rights, then the government, their own government, not gonna know what's wrong with the country to change That's what she meant.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if something you see wrong in the system, you need to speak up for your own rights, and then from that way, you don't just run away, become a refugee to a different country. That's what she said before. That's what I still remember what she said.
Yeah.
And
Because I
then
don't remember
if
what
you
it
keep
was.
leaving your country to the U.S. to live in different other country, then your own government not gonna know what's wrong with it and to change to make it better for your benefits. That's what she said. So the government, what she tried to say before was like the government need to put the civilians benefits in front of everything else.
Well, I didn't say that.
Yeah, I thought you said that. I remember that.
I don't remember word for word, but then I do remember saying, like, their country, yeah, I know they're going through a hard time, and it's hard for them, and so they need a safe place to go to, but that also means maybe it's a sign, like, they need to fight back with their government to make it better.
What about you, Faye? What do you think about that?
I agree.
Ooh, that's big. I agree. Agree on what?
I agree that
I need
they
more
should
specific.
stand up for themselves, but I don't believe that fighting back is the solution. Because you cannot solve violence with violence.
They don't mean fight back, like, violently. It could just be, like, Martin
But
Luther
if you
King.
don't say that specifically, then people will take it. If you just
Speak
say,
up.
if you just say fight back against your government, then some people will say, okay, well, we protest. Other people will want to pick up guns and fight back. So you
I
have-
mean, not physically fight.
but people don't know that.
You have
If you're
to say
if you're in
Yeah,
a
I'm
bad
gonna say that.
situation, if you are struggling, if you're suffering, if the government is taking your family, your food, your money, your life away, and you just look at them and say you need to fight back, they might have a different mindset than other people who are peacefully protesting back. They might physically pick up weapons and fight back against the government.
I just didn't
And
say
unless the government is giving them no choice but to do that, then I don't think fighting back physically is the answer.
What about you, Paul?
I think. Well, I'm not going to tell you what I think, but I can tell you what can help.
Okay, what can help?
Okay, so the plan that will work 100%, like I said before, but you said no. I'm telling you right now that it works 100%. It's called the Green Plan. Okay.
And tell me more about the green.
Tell me about the green plan. What is
Yeah,
it?
Yeah, I want to know. Tell me about.
I
the
told you
green
this
She
before.
I know you told me
said
before,
no.
but they don't know. Could you repeat it? Because I can't speak for what you had in your mind.
It's what Gandhi did.
What did he do?
He started a revolution, but no blood was shed because it was a peaceful
I
revolution.
said that.
People here don't know who Gandhi is.
Oh, well,
All right,
then
tell
I don't
them,
know.
tell
I
them.
don't know who. I don't know what he did.
All right, tell them.
Completely in
I don't
detail.
know who Gandhi is.
I don't know
but
what
I
he did in
want to know.
detail.
I want to know his plan.
Okay, what he did was he started a revolution, but nobody hurt anybody. I will say that
Okay.
people did get hurt, but he didn't fight back, which means it makes it look like the other person was bad. So it's a domino effect.
Yeah.
Does that make
Well, can
sense?
you
I agree.
explain detail? What you say? Peaceful protests.
Don't fight back.
Just don't
Swallow
fight back.
your pride.
Mhm.
And
So how do you do that? How do you raise up your voice and
You walk.
so you just
around
walk
the
on the
street?
street?
I
You
said
boycott
that.
supplies.
No, I said Martin Luther
so
King.
it's the hardest plan to do, but it will work 100%. But it
Mhm.
is the hardest
I
plan.
no.
And that to do that, to like, it's not just physically do that, but you have to mentally do that too, because people in general just have a lot of pride. That's just a human trait that we have a burden of, and you just have to swallow it. It is the hardest plan, but if you want it to work, then you're gonna have to get a lot of people to be disciplined to do that.
Can you give them some example that
Martin Luther King Jr. He
Yeah.
walked around the streets for about, how long did he do that?
A long time.
A long, long time. A long, long time. But he never fought. His people did get hurt. Like, they were beaten by the police and everything, but they never fought back. and now we have human rights. Thanks, Martin.
I agree.
Who else?
Rosa Parks.
What does she does?
She sat in the front of the bus,
That's
but she
it.
never laid her hand on a white man.
But you know, in Vietnam, if you sat in front of the bus will run over you.
No,
Well,
like
then-
in the
no,
front
like
of
she
the
sat
in the
front
seats.
seat of the
Oh,
bus,
in the
'cause
front
they made her
seat.
sit in the back.
Okay, okay. That makes sense.
And when she when I don't want to use the wrong word.
Hai Chi Dung.
I don't want to use wrong words. When the protest started with what she did, they decided to boycott. Do you know what boycott means?
No.
Boycott is to, I don't want to give the wrong definition, but basically boycott means to stop using, I don't know, am I using the right words? Stop using something that is
Mostly used.
that's mainly used but discriminating against you. To stop using a product because that product does something that offends you or that you don't like. So if, for an example, the owner, this is just example, if the owner of Starbucks said something rude to Vietnamese people and our family wanted to boycott them, then no one in our family would ever buy Starbucks. We would say, Starbucks owner is mean, or he's this, he's that, and we will not use his product.
Tại trai á.
So, boycott the bus. When the bus driver told Rosa Parks to give up her seat for a white man, she said no, and the community boycotted driving the bus. And so
The bus ran out of money.
Yes, because the majority of the population that took the bus were African American civilians. And when they stopped using the buses had no money and they ran out of business. And then they allowed people to get back on the bus and sit wherever they wanted to. So, White Phone said peaceful protest does work.
It's like that.
But people-
Go ahead.
People will die. People will get hurt. If you go and peacefully protest with 100 people, that is not a guarantee that you will leave that place with 100 people.
Of course.
But you cannot show violence back. Because when other people around the world look at that situation, they see 100 innocent people peacefully protesting. And then the government or the official people come by and they hit them, they kick them, they beat them. You see violence from one side only. Now, if one side wants to fight back and they choose to be mean, to throw things, to shoot back, and the other side decides to shoot back, now you just have a war. And that's really difficult to pick which one's the right
because
side.
the world will see that as a war and they don't want any part of it, which is why they will look the other way. But if you peacefully protest, the world will see that as, hey, these guys didn't do anything, why are the officials hurting them? Then not only will you get the world on your side, but you get more people globally to support you.
It's like that first colored girl who went to a all-white school, and Ruby Bridges, and then all the families, the white families, they were like, oh, I'm not gonna go to the school anymore because the colored girl's going. And then that one teacher still taught her because she didn't care what color you were, she's cared about education. And then later on, still a lot of people protest and people did get hurt, but that little girl still went to school every day, even though outside of the school they would line up and like throw things at her, they would spit on her, they would do bad things, but she still kept going to school. And she was only like, what, 8 years old? Yeah, she was only 8 years old, and she was stronger than all of them. She was more mature because she didn't fight back, she just still went to school. And then that's when the other kids started playing with her, the other white kids, and that's when their parents were like, oh, like it doesn't matter what color you are.
Okay, talk about this school. I have a question for you guys. Thí dụ như nha, mẹ phải nói tiếng Việt để cho mấy người kia hiểu. Thí dụ như là ở trong trường của con, your teacher, okay? So I'm going to speak two languages here. In the school, your teacher will teach you something about history, and it wasn't tell you the truth. Something that in the book written, but when you search on the internet and then you hear from other people the truth of the history, it wasn't what the book has wrote. Are you gonna speak up and ask a question? And thí dụ con biết chắc chắn cái đó không phải là những cái sự việc xảy ra ở trong cái history, trong cái lịch sử. Are you gonna speak up, have a question to your teacher, or you just flow with the boat?
I think you should speak up, but do it politely. Don't raise your hand and say, Mr. Jones, you're wrong. You know, just introduce the idea. Say, hey, what I also know happened was this.
So politely.
Of course, it's all politely.
Because you're not saying he's wrong. Even if the teacher is wrong, you are not saying they're wrong because they're the teacher and you are the student, and that is there for a reason. You're not the teacher. You have to respect, even though you don't agree. And so if you want to stand up and say, I don't agree with what you say, you can say that. But be
what happened if the teacher follow with the instruction of the system to brainwash you?
And that's not their fault. That's the system's fault.
I know the system fault.
Okay.
But my question is, you are the students in the classroom. Are you willing to speak up, to stand up, to raise your hand, to have a question, and why these things, the truth on the internet, the things out there that you haven't learned from, why not in the system teach you? But why they want to?
Are you asking me this question?
All of you guys, whoever can answer.
Because you're just like staring really hard at
You're
me.
so pretty.
It's like the post where it's like specific and it's like, are you okay? Okay.
No, so that is my question for all of you, to see how is your own opinion. So Phượng trả lời trước đi.
But can you ask the question one more time? Very clearly. Just the question. Ask just the question.
Yeah, you said it
No,
like
you
really
like
specific.
you said it with like
Cái
a
question
I
là
was
con
like-
đứng dậy con có hỏi không? Và tại sao con đứng dậy con giơ tay con hỏi? Con nói là nếu như con biết cái đó là sự thật, cái history nó không phải là như vậy, mà cô giáo thầy giáo đang brainwash con, mà về nhà cha mẹ con, ông bà ngoại, ông bà nội, hàng xóm, những người ở trong nhà của con chỉ cho con cái history is different from what you have learned in school, thì con có speak up, share cái information mà con biết hay không?
Yes.
Yeah. Because maybe you can speak up for some of the other kids who are scared to speak up.
Nice job.
Yeah, em giỏi
But
quá.
politely.
But
Politely.
yes,
Of course,
politely.
Politely. Politely.
Respect.
Politely. Respect.
Thì Phụng sẽ nói sao? Nếu như Phụng thắc mắc như vậy thì Phụng sẽ nói sao?
I raise my hand and say, excuse me, teacher. And I'll say, well, I also heard that blah, 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 blah. Could that be correct as well? And then if he says no, then you'll be like, oh, okay, I was just wondering. And if it continues on, then you can raise your hand again. Or you can talk to him by yourself, one-on-one, after school.
Right. One-on-one is sometimes good because you don't want to embarrass
Yeah.
the teacher. Even if you don't embarrass, you don't want to question authority. If he is right and what you learned is wrong, because that's always a chance.
Yeah,
The internet's not always true, and the people you're around might not always be true. They might be biased. They might only see one
Okay,
side.
that's what you think is you unsure of the information.
No,
This
that's
is
if
for
you're
sure.
if
I'm
you're
saying
for
this is
sure,
for
but the
sure.
information you've been given is wrong. That's not your fault. I can know 100% for sure that A equals B. However, if that's all I've been told my whole life, if my family tells me that, if I look on the internet and I see that, then that's what I'm going to believe. But in the real world, A does not equal B. Does that make sense? If you tell me that, Fee, you're a girl, from the day I was born to older, that is what I believe. That's not me being unsure. That is, I look in the mirror and I see that I'm a girl. That is because that's what I grew up as. So this is what I mean by you have to be polite, because if this is only if you are wrong, because your family told you something different and you're looking up biased resources, and the teacher is correct, you do not want to say it in front of the whole class and make the teacher look bad, but then turns out that you're the one wrong. Now you just look ridiculous.
And that's why you should always be
Why
polite.
is so wrong when you're telling the truth?
What do you mean?
When I said when you speak up and you know the information that you have learned from the school, from the teacher.
What,
was
man? You
wrong.
just totally
Wait,
disregard
what?
what
Wait,
you just
what,
said.
man?
No, but I'm saying, Fisa, you have to be politely when you say stuff like that. You
Yes.
don't want to be rude
Yes.
to
Yeah.
your teacher. But so my next question is, why you think it's rude when you are having?
No, see,
No,
see,
that's
see,
not
now,
rude.
look, that's the mindset you have that will not work in a peaceful protest. If you think about it like that, being polite is peaceful. You see that? So it will be like if they make the wrong move, then they make the wrong move. You already did your side as being peaceful, which means you didn't initiate any violence. See? Boop, boop.
Giỏi
It's
quá.
not-
Argue với nó không lại nữa rồi, thấy chưa?
It's not rude to ask the question. It's rude if you ask it rudely.
Okay.
So, I think you're just getting that mixed up. Just because we ask the question does not mean we're being rude. But like what Foam said, excuse me, teacher, I think this is what happened. Could that be correct? That's polite. But if Foam rose her hand and said, actually, you're wrong. This is what I learned. Then
Well, I didn't
that
say
would
that.
be
I
rude.
said, just like you said, raise your hand and, excuse me, teacher. My parents had taught me this. Was that right? And then she said, no, it's wrong. But then you know for sure.
Then you sit down
was
politely
wrong.
and then you talk on them
After
one-on-one
school,
after.
yeah.
Because you do not want to have a bickering conversation in front of the class. Because then now that questions their position of authority.
That's what you know why I bring that question to
No.
to live stream.
I don't.
Because I want all the children in Vietnam. Mẹ muốn mẹ muốn các em ở bên Việt Nam á nghe để hiểu được là ok, nếu như nó happen giống như vậy thì cái situation mà nó happen giống như vậy thì that is what they're supposed to do. Ông có hiểu không? Tại tụi con á là bằng cái đồng lứa tuổi với mấy đứa học sinh ở bên Việt Nam, cho nên mẹ mới hỏi như vậy để cái idea, cái thinking của tụi con nó link chung với những học sinh ở bên Việt Nam hiện tại bây giờ. Chứ còn mẹ nói á, thì nó ô tại vì mẹ kinh nghiệm hay mẹ cái này kia, mẹ lớn tuổi, nhưng mà that's what I want to hear from you guys. Đúng không em?
Yeah.
Đúng rồi.
Like, have you seen the movie The Dead Poet Society?
Ô, kể mày nghe đi, kiểu nói chuyện nó sao vậy?
That's a
Look
good
at you
movie.
did.
Yeah,
Look
kể
at
mày
you
nghe
did.
đi.
I just hear
You're going to be here for another 2 hours.
Oh.
No.
No, that's it. No, that's it.
Phi. Oh, then you tell it then.
I don't know the movie.
We've never seen the movie.
Em kể đi, em share đi, em.
No, it's just it's
Give
just
30 seconds.
it's an example.
Give 30 seconds.
Okay,
Because they did peaceful protests. That's it.
Okay.
What?
Oh yeah, they did. They
Yeah, they
peacefully protest.
Because
Wait,
okay,
I'm about to leave.
30 seconds. Are you ready? Okay. So in that school, they were like it was like a private school, all boys school, and everyone taught everyone like you cannot share your opinion. You have to follow this rule. And this group of boys, they had a certain teacher who used to go to the school, but before the school was all like bad and stuff. So then those group of boys, in the end, they fired the teacher because the teacher taught them to speak up for themselves. And then in the end, all the boys slowly, like, peacefully protest for everyone to have a rightful opinion, and we're allowed to like speak up, and that's it. But then the teacher still got fired.
Wow.
Yeah,
Who was the teacher? Was it
Robin Williams.
Robin Williams.
Yeah, okay, I remember hearing about
That was
this
like a
movie
movie.
and talking about it.
Ok, còn cái này mà muốn Phi share nè. Cái phim này á, mẹ hỏi Phi với Phục Phượng mấy lần luôn mà mình có coi rồi. Cái phim mà Hunger Game á.
The Hunger.
The Hunger Game.
I'm hungry.
Hungry Games.
I'm hungry.
I'm hungry too.
I'm be hungry too.
My belly
This
is
is not
making
a game.
earthquake noises.
Earthquake noise. Ok. Mẹ muốn Phi Phục Phượng share một chút xíu về cái phim đó đó. From what you see, from what you understand, and so
I don't think
summarize.
this is a good example.
That's not a good example.
This movie's not a good
This
example.
was like a
Hannah.
famous
This movie's the
one.
complete opposite of.
Yeah.
We should do Finding Nemo
Oh my gosh.
because the dad went through all of these problems, but he had the mindset of, I'm gonna find my son, and that's all he saw. He saw the goal and the obstacles he saw. He understood them, he accepted it. He wasn't blind to them. He accepted them, and he was like, you know what? This won't stop me from my goal.
Wow, that's big.
See, man.
Finding Nemo. My
Yeah,
favorite
Phụng,
movie.
giỏi quá.
The Hunger Games is not a good example.
Yeah, because
Why, it's
Most
about the
likely-
country. It's
No,
about the
most
government.
likely that will not happen because in the movie they fought violence with violence, and
Yeah.
that will not get.
And
them
you see that
happy.
there's 4 movies. See, it
Because
didn't
they kept
end.
going.
See how long it went?
Yeah.
Versus-
thì 4 đứa nè.
No, the Hunger Games would not work in real life because, I mean, it would.
But it's the same
It'll
thing. The
take so
communists, the
long.
slave.
More
I mean,
people will die.
the system. What I'm talking about, those movies, because the system want to control the people.
But what we're
Yes,
saying
but
is
here
no
we are
killing, and she
we are
killed
trying
every-
to avoid killing people.
Yeah.
We
But
don't
it's-
say killing anyone.
But
We're
in the
saying
movie-
In the
how
movie,
they
though,
fight back.
in the movie there was like the American Civil War.
Okay.
The American Civil War, we had slavery in our country,
Mhm.
and we had 4 years of war brother versus brother, state versus state, sister versus brother. Like people were killing each other that were related to each other because of state boundaries and because of slavery. We are trying to avoid that. In the Hunger Games, the capital took control of
The
11
districts.
or 9,
Well,
12 districts, and they all had to fight each other in like a gladiator game. But in the midst of all this, they fought back, and they killed a lot of people in the capital. They won, yes,
But they
but
use violence.
and they used violence, and in the end, it changed them. If you use violence to fight violence, you might win, but in the end, you will not be the same person you started off with. You will not,
True.
and you won't even, and it won't be better. Like if Phone is struggling, and she fights violence with peace, in the end, she won't be the same person either, but she will be stronger.
But the thing is that she will be stronger, but everyone else will get hurt. Like her sister died, her mom died, her dad.
No,
died.
I'm talking peacefully. I'm talking about peacefully.
Oh.
Peacefully.
Oh, I thought you were talking about
if
the
you
movie.
peacefully,
Why you put me in there and die?
no, I'm
Oh,
saying
no.
peacefully protest. If you peacefully protest,
I thought you were talking about the
No,
movie.
no.
But everybody else.
Yeah, it's like when we tell the story about the dog and then go to phone, the dogs die and then the cats die and the humans die.
no, but I'm saying if you
Well,
peacefully,
it
if
sounds
you,
so
man,
sad. I'm
if
sorry.
you peacefully protest, in the end, you will be mentally stronger and physically stronger. But if you fight violence with more violence, you're not going to be the same person at all. You will lose.
You might actually just become the same person.
You
you're fighting
you
when
might
you
become
fight.
the exact same thing that you're trying to get rid of.
And I think that's even worse than becoming
And that's
nobody.
practically what happened in the
Yeah,
Hunger
because
Games.
you know why? When stuff like that happens, you just don't know how you change.
You don't know because you've seen too much. You don't look at death the same way.
Yeah.
It's too easy.
You think you have control of yourself, but you just don't know.
Yeah, like Matt. In the first movie, she was going against the Capitol, and in the end, she got mad because the Capitol killed her sister.
And
so then she wanted to continue.
Yeah, she
on
wanted
Hunger
to continue.
Games.
So the first Hunger Games, they hated the Hunger Games. Remember, I don't know if the people who have seen the movie think about the details of the movie. In the first movie, she was in the Hunger Games. They called her sister, and she volunteered to practically be in the Hunger Games
To save her sister.
to save her sister. But that doesn't mean she was going to save her sister. She might have died too, because they took kids. They took 18 kids, and only one survives. So just because I volunteer in Phone's place does not mean I'm going to come home.
This
That
is
means
just
I
a
have to-
movie, by the way.
Yeah,
This
this
is
movie.
a
This is a
movie.
movie.
It's a
That does not
movie.
mean I have to. That means I have to kill 17 other people to come home to Phone. So
Yeah,
that
and it
just
doesn't
because
matter what age of it.
exactly. So they hated that. They hated the system. And then in the fourth movie, when they finally took over the
It's the
capital,
third one.
Is it
Third? Sorry.
The fourth is just a
who
little
said
one.
fourth?
No, because
It's
the
just
fourth
a
one is like
little-
a little like story, background story.
Okay.
Okay.
In the third one, when they finally take over the capital, they sit down and they're asking all the leaders of the rebellion, "What do you want to do with the capital officials?"
And
She
they
said,
wanted to-
"I want to put them in the Hunger Games." That is wrong.
That's
She
normal,
said that?
but
Yes,
it's
she
normal.
said that in the movie. She wanted to continue the Hunger Games, but put people from the capital in.
See, that's the same thing, just with different.
But maybe she changed the strategy. She
No.
said,
No,
No,
that's the same
you
exact
do-
strategy.
no.
the book really
So-
implies that the whole cycle just starts over
Wait,
again.
and did they do that or no?
No.
Okay, yeah. So they didn't do that. So if they
that's
were,
what she wants.
That's what
but
she
it
wanted.
wouldn't happen.
because she had other people, she had good people tell her otherwise. She had good mentors and leaders and family members who told her, "Hey, that is wrong. You fought in the Hunger Games. You know how terrible it is. Just because you put your enemy in that does not make you any better than your enemy."
See, but the thing is, like, in the book, it stresses that at that moment, she really thought that was a good idea. But no, she said she thought herself was a good idea. But because there were good people around her and said, no, that's a bad idea, that's the only reason why that didn't happen. But when you're talking about real life now, what are the chances of you going through all of that struggles and still having good people around you? The chances, that's very little. But because this was just a book, it really stresses that you need to have good people around you. Because of that, that just shows more like you don't know how you've changed. Because she didn't know. She really thought having another Hunger Games was a good idea. That's just see how much the main character changes through a lot. And she just didn't know that it was a bad idea.
Wow. Impressed.
And I don't think it's really good.
Okay, what about how do you become one regular person, how do you form or shape that person to become a leader? Is that you need a good mentor, or you can grow to a leader by yourself?
I learned about
I
this on
remember-
ROTC. Leaders
Yeah.
are not born; they are made.
Wait, can I say something?
Yeah.
Senior chief actually said this to someone yesterday
Oh, really?
at the athletic meet. So, one of the staff members were being very rude and stuff, and then he was like, "You cannot be a leader if you were never a follower." I meant
To
no,
be a leader,
to be a leader, you have to be a
follower.
follower, because if you just say like I'm always right, you're wrong, you cannot be a leader.
Đúng rồi. Tại vì con không có follow, con không có nghe theo một cái người khác được, thì làm sao mà con teach người khác theo con được, đúng không? You can only be a leader. When you can only be a leader when you have a followers.
You know,
Is that right?
What?
it's
No,
called
what'd you I didn't.
it's
I didn't
the
see-
triangle, man. The triangle. I learned this on
What's the
ROTC.
third?
Okay, tell me the
It's-
triangle.
Okay, the triangle is the leader, the followers, and the tasks to be done.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Wow, Corinne's gonna be so proud of me because he's always
Yeah.
testing us on this, and I always get it wrong, but now I get it right.
Thì mẹ nói giống như mẹ nói một cái leader là phải có followers. If you don't have the followers, then you just by yourself. There's no leader.
You're right. Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, but don't forget, being a leader and a dictator is different, Mom.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Yeah,
then
you want people to respect you,
Of
not
course.
fear you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
B.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
B.
Yes, see?
Wow, you hear my stomach?
No, that was my chair.
No, I can feel
That
it.
was awesome.
Giỏi quá.
That's why Foam said when you do peacefully, like Martin Luther King again, he had a lot of followers, but he was still a good person.
Đúng rồi. Đúng rồi. Thành ra leader là phải cho người ta followers, nhưng mà phải là respectfully, chứ không phải là
But don't forget,
fear.
you have to be a follower too.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, because if you're a leader, you do have your leader, and leader do have leader on the top of leaders.
Okay.
Of course, because you.
Okay, now you're like stressing me
Okay.
out. We're like,
Bây giờ
No,
ví dụ
but
nói-
I mean like to be a leader, you have to be a follower, which means you can't just. It's not like you have leader on
No,
top
you
of
know you have
but-
to know how to follow too. You have to follow all
Oh
those
yeah,
people.
yeah.
That's what I said. If you don't know how to follow other people, because your leader, senior chief, that he has leader before, that's how he became a leader, and then you gotta follow him, and then how you
Oh,
become
that's
a
what
leader.
she's
Oh,
talking about.
I was
Like,
like,
I thought
what
she
do
was
you
talking about
mean?
like
That's
levels.
I was like, what are you talking
That's
about?
what you have. That's why I'm saying that you have to be a good follower.
That's why you need to be a respectful person all the time, because
all the time.
when you're
All
in
the
like in
time.
an office or you're working for somewhere, you have to be a good person and show your boss you're a good person. So then when you're a boss, you're a good boss.
Okay.
Okay, but đi ngủ đi.
Ask.
Phi.
Something in my eye.
Well, that's a dime. I found it in my car.
Tiền hả? Mà sao cái túi ở dưới này vậy?
Because boys' pockets are really deep. I don't know why.
Ooh, child.
Là Phi Phượng có cái gì muốn share với mấy bạn ở bây giờ
Yes.
nữa hả?
Martin Luther King.
Oh my
I love
I
that.
think he
I
said
love
this.
Wait, what? Yes.
Okay,
did
okay,
say
he did
that.
say that. Okay, so just to clarify,
Okay.
Martin Luther King Jr.
Mhm.
said, "An eye for an eye leaves everybody blind." Do you know what that means?
Say it again.
An eye for an eye
Uh-huh.
leaves everybody
Can I
blind.
say in Vietnamese?
Okay, then.
Oh, no.
Một mắt cho một mắt là mấy cái người thay không được.
Ủa? một mắt là mấy người thấy không được. Ok, để Phụng dịch đi,
No, that was good.
That was good.
That was
No,
good.
don't-
That
no,
was
don't-
right.
so now explain in Vietnamese.
Ok, bây
No.
giờ Phi nói tiếng Anh, rồi Phụng với Phượng dịch lại tiếng Việt. Go.
Okay, so if you take revenge, when I say an eye for an eye, that means you've hurt me. You've taken my eye. Because of that, I'm going to take your eye. Right? So what happens after I take your eye?
Then I check your eye.
You take my eye.
And
Because
then
you've taken mine, I take yours. In the end,
we have no
everybody's
eyes.
blind. No one can see. So what good does that do?
Ooh, that's big.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, Phi.
No, yes,
No, but
yeah.
Stop hitting me. But yeah, if you take
What?
stop, no.
I can't snap.
It's good for
can do it too. Nói chung là nếu như mà mình trả thù cứ một người,
trả thù
revenge.
Trả thù.
You said trả thù.
I love eating chat.
No, that's that's no trả. It's not food, okay?
I'm so hungry.
Trả, not trả.
I'm so hungry.
I love
My
trả.
belly is growling.
Trả
Trả,
thù.
not
I mean, you know,
trả.
Chat.
chứ nó trả
I
ch.
love eating
Ok em đánh bằng chữ trả mẹ nghe coi. Đánh bằng chữ trả.
chờ a cha hỡi trả.
What the? Cái gì mà hỏi chữ
Hỏi.
trả?
Hỏi
Hỏi.
trả.
Hỏi.
A chờ a cha hỏi trả.
Wow. Rồi chữ thù sao?
Thua nặng thủ.
Thù mà sao bây giờ?
It's like
Thu hỏi. I meant nặng thủ.
Trả
What's the word?
trả thù.
Trả thù.
Ok Phụng đánh bằng chữ trả thù mẹ nghe coi.
Thù.
Can I explain what it is?
Ok.
Okay, so it means you're giving back to the jail.
Là tù. Tù.
Nói
Chat,
cái
like
là
chat,
tù.
you're giving back like chat.
Return.
Trời ơi là
Return
trả
jail.
thù mà nó dịch là trả, you return and you
Trả
give it
tù.
back to the jail.
Tù.
Jail là tù. Tù là TU.
Wait, no,
không phải
explain to them what
Trả
I
thù.
said. No, in Vietnamese, like the whole thing.
Explain
Continue what you were saying before we got off.
Ok, ý của Phi nói đó, mình trong chiến tranh, trong mọi thứ mình không thể nào là, is that Luther Martin King nói đúng không?
Martin Luther
Martin
King.
I think so, by the way. I think
Ok,
so.
he said đó, Phi nói đó là mắt đền mắt, rồi gì nữa? Mắt ví dụ không take không được. Ok, có nghĩa là thí dụ như bạn đánh tôi, bạn chặt cái tay của tôi thì tôi chặt cái tay của bạn. Bạn lấy con mắt của tôi thì tôi lấy con mắt của bạn, thì cuối cùng cả hai đứa nào cũng mù hết, đứa nào cũng không có thấy được
Man,
hết.
you just said the thigh. It's going back.
It's
I
going
said
back.
I know.
It's
I
not a
give
hand
an
for hand. Is everyone
example.
handless? Is everyone
Ý
handicapped?
mẹ nói.
It's an eye.
No, I just said that.
No, man,
For
you
an
said,
ear
you said
leaves
the
everybody
Mẹ nói
deaf.
thí dụ như là nếu như ai lấy cái tay thì mình bắt đề là cái tay, ai lấy cái chân thì mình lấy cái chân, ai lấy con mắt thì mình lấy là con mắt. Có nghĩa là mình revenge, you know, whatever you took from me, I
No,
take
but
it
it's
from
the
you.
fact that the eye is more like.
I know,
Because
and
then
that's
now
why you
you're
go
blind.
blind.
Đúng.
Trời ơi. Xong rồi á là như vậy thì người nào cũng là bị đuôi hết, người nào cũng không có thấy đường hết. Mà Phụng hồi nãy giờ nói trả thù, và Phụng nói là trả tù, rồi nó đánh vào tầm bậy bạ hết trơn rồi. Phượng hư quá, học lấy cái việc gì kỳ vậy?
Because when you bring food into this, my belly starts to talk.
Yeah.
But yeah, does that make sense though?
That makes sense.
So another one that I heard, I don't know who said it though, but it was revenge is simply two people digging their own grave.
Trả thù là giống như là hai người đang tự
Who said that?
đào mồ chôn của chính mình. Hay quá. Rồi tới phiên Phượng, câu gì của Phượng
I
nói?
think I heard it from.
Ok, Phượng cho một câu đi. Phượng nói một câu giống với hai.
Well,
Không có giúp em.
Do
Phi.
it.
Love your neighbor like thyself.
Ten Commandments up to him.
Ok.
You shall not kill.
You shall not steal.
Ok, Phụng dịch tiếng Việt.
Freedom
Phụng
of
dịch
religion.
Respect your elderlies.
Freedom of press.
Phi, Phụng dịch tiếng Việt. Phụng dịch tiếng Việt.
For what?
Câu mà em Phượng mới nói.
What'd she say?
Oh, turn
Love.
yourself like thy. Wait.
No, love your neighbor.
Oh, yeah.
Ok, nói.
Why can't I translate mine?
Ok, vậy em nói tiếng Việt của em đi.
Yeah,
It's
she used her
It's
own.
just like treat other people the way you want to be treated.
Nói tiếng Việt.
Oh.
Nói tiếng Việt.
Okay, thương một mình. I meant no,
other
thương mấy cái người khác giống
Bạn
như
Bạn
thương
tôi.
mình.
Bạn tôi.
Thương bạn của con.
Bạn tôi.
Thương bạn tôi giống như Phượng thương Phượng.
Oh my gosh.
Thương bạn tôi giống thương mình.
Yeah. Wait, bro, what?
No.
No.
Nói chung là mình đối xử với người ta, nói chung là mình đối xử người ta theo cái cách mà mình muốn người ta đối xử mình. Oh my goodness, mày. Ok,
That's
tới
the
phiên
The
Phượng.
golden rules never give up.
Ok, để.
No, but there was treat others how you want.
Ok, để mẹ nghe Phụng nói.
Okay. Đừng có giết. You shall not kill. That's the number one.
Câu Con nhìn nó kìa, con nhìn camera nói kìa. Phụng nói đi, cái câu Phụng là gì? Nói.
Đừng có giết.
Cái gì mà cái chồng nó nửa tiếng Mỹ kia là
Mẹ
gì?
con đang try to breathe.
Ok,
Đừng
con
có
nói
giết.
con nói tiếng Mỹ là gì?
Oh, you shall not kill.
Don't
You
kill.
shall not kill. Em Phụng dịch tiếng Việt là
Đừng có giết.
đừng có giết.
Wow.
Phụng
Wow.
so cute, Phụng giỏi quá. Wait, Phụng do it again. Yeah.
Hey, man, look at the
Yo, what are you doing? Why
Let's try it.
Why if I breathe? Fun was like, wait, man. Fun was like, hey, Fun.
Now you know what we're talking about.
I know what you're talking about because when you try to hit me,
Look who's
you
like-
listen.
Fun was like,
And then you reach your hand. And you try to
eating itself.
you're gonna lose weight.
Okay, so what's the final? So
No,
what's
I'm
the
gonna
final?
make-
What
What's
are
the
we
final
su-
thing?
Okay,
About
what
that.
guys sent the last message to the youth in Vietnam?
Read the Ten Commandments.
Of God?
It's not just of God. It's pretty much a way of life as well.
Yeah.
Okay, then read it.
You don't have to be religious to believe in the Ten Commandments.
Okay,
That's
then
pretty
tell
much
them
like
the
the
Ten
standard
Commandments.
basics of morals.
All right, then you guys.
Oh,
Three.
I don't know the Ten Commandments.
Okay, I'll just summarize.
I know
Okay.
some of them.
I'm just gonna summarize. Always do things by peace. Always respect.
Oh wait, rồi thì con phải dịch tiếng Việt. Always do things
Why
with
can't you
respect.
do it? You're Vietnamese.
Man, you speak the Vietnamese.
Yeah, people listen to
But
you.
I want you. Okay, rồi em Phượng nói lại đi.
People don't listen
Okay,
to us.
do things by peace and respectfully.
Lúc nào cũng phải
If
làm.
you need to speak up in a rightful manner, not in a bad one.
So politely.
Saying different words. And love your neighbor like thyself.
Oh my goodness.
That's good.
How's good?
That's it?
Yeah.
That was Ten Commandments?
We should read the Constitution.
And do not follow the Hunger Games.
Okay. Không có quýnh lộn.
Good job, man. That
Không
was
go
good.
Windlow.
Yeah, that was good, man.
No fighting.
Lúc nào cũng là hòa bình. Phải nghe lời, phải yêu thương nhau.
No fighting.
Phải yêu thương nhau. Phải không có quýnh lộn. Bé Phượng nói tiếng chỉ mình mãi mới hiểu hết ý.
Talking trash about me?
Ivan, yeah, fair enough.
I can't see the part.
I can't either. I have no context.
Can I click the heart?
Is there a translate button?
I want to click one of the
Bé
happy
Phượng
faces.
nói
No.
tiếng Úc.
You can't. Chào,
Chào
bà
mẹ
Tiểu
Tiểu
Linh.
Linh. Ba đứa con dễ thương quá.
I want to see.
Sao không kêu thằng what?
Thằng lớn mặc đồ lính nhìn cho quai.
Ồ.
Cho một bé con rể nhà
I see nhà cô.
Nhà cô, sao là nhà cô? Rồi đây tới câu kế tiếp bé Phụng đọc nha. Ê, Phụng đọc đi, Phụng đọc đi.
Chào bố mẹ kinh. Chào bố mẹ con.
Ôi chào bố. Chào
Chào
bố.
ba mẹ.
Yeah. Ok, câu kế tiếp để cho Phụng đọc nha. Phụng xin lỗi.
I just
But
did
you read it
it.
wrong.
Last one from do a good one.
Tự nhiên
Give me an easy one, guys.
mấy người ghi cho Phụng dịch đi, mấy người ghi cho Phụng dịch nè. Coi thử coi. Ok, I bring it down. Ok, oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Up. Okay, you read that one.
Oh wow, this is.
Well, this is your name.
Oh wow, that's my name.
Okay, Phụng đọc đi, Phụng đọc đi.
Hold on, I'm trying to
Phụng
change.
đọc Nguyễn Hương nói đi. Cô Nguyễn Hương nói kìa, nói đi.
Oh no.
Oh, whoa. Trương Ngọc Linh.
Wait, what is that?
Wait, man, can you read that? Oh, here, I'll read. Chào.
Chào.
No, I want
Wait,
you.
no, man, can you
No,
read this?
this one.
Is that Vietnamese?
No, that's some kind of language. I don't know. Bây giờ Phụng đọc đi. Phụng đọc cái câu có tên Phụng kia. Phụng đọc cái có tên Phụng.
Back up.
Bụng đói bụng.
I am from very đói bụng.
Nó Phụng đọc đi. Phụng đọc
From đói bụng hả?
Phụng đói bụng hả?
Yes.
Hả?
Very đói bụng.
Về đói bụng. Okay. Okay, Phi đọc câu này đi Phi.
OMG, you guys saved my afternoon. Ka.
Wait, I want to Trương Ngọc Linh.
Chồng tôi này sẵn với tôi đã.
Tango. Longa.
I don't know what that
Bố mẹ
is.
con vui quá.
Ôi bố mẹ con vui quá kìa. Bé Phượng dễ thương. Phụng có cặp mới to. No, Phụng có
Biết
cặp
nói.
mắt to biết nói. Anh Hai Phi tiếng. Anh Hai Phi tiếng.
I can read the next one
What does
perfectly.
steal mean?
Tiếng là vui á.
Oh.
I can read the next one really good. And then you owe me $5.
What?
Okay.
You're supposed to pay me because I teach you. How
Man, I want to click one of these.
No, don't.
Oh, that's
Why?
finished.
No, the little
No.
things that come out.
You can't because
Yamamoto shilling good.
What the heck? Okay, bé Phượng kìa. Đọc đi.
Bé Út, like littlest.
Dạ bé Út.
Nói tiếng Việt quá dễ thương.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, I want to click these.
Okay, Phụng đọc đi, chào kìa.
Who's Rose?
Rose down. There's another girl. Phụng đọc đi.
What? Is this on to somebody else?
Matt, I think
Where's
they're
the
all on
other-
FaceTime.
Okay, right here. Phi đọc này
Wait,
đi.
no,
Wait.
I want to see the.
I want to see the other person.
Who?
That what?
Deporte con.
Critical.
Can you
Yamado
type more, please?
It's like the same person.
What language are you
It's the same
What
exact
language is this?
It's the same exact person. Hello
Hello.
there. Hi.
Okay, đứa nào đọc của JCN đi, đọc đi.
Chúc.
Một năm
wow,
mới.
it's gone.
Chúc sức khỏe, chúc năm mới trong này trời.
Nah, vui quá.
I really want to click one of these.
But you can't.
Wait. Phong's hungry and I'm tired. Phong has.
Okay, đọc cái cuối đi, đọc đi.
Something about bánh bao.
There's no bánh bao.
Right?
I'm hungry.
Chào. Các chú. Các trừ.
Các cháu giỏi quá.
Oh,
Wow, I
I
love
love
it.
it when you guys speak Vietnamese so funny.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thôi cho con say bye bye everyone đi rồi đi xuống mẹ cho ăn cơm.
Bye.
Bye hai đi. Say goodbye.
Bye.
Wish you
Bye.
Sunday như thế nào?
We wish
Oh.
you a Merry Christmas.
Wait, Matt.
Yeah.
Right now it's like 11 at night for them.
I know, let's tell them good night.
Oh,
Good
good
night.
night. Sweet dreams. Go to
Good night.
work.
Tiếng Việt kêu good night là cái gì Phượng
Ngủ
Phượng?
ngon.
Ngủ ngon.
Đi ngủ.
Ngủ ngon thức khỏe.
What?
Khỏe.
Giỏi ngủ.
Phụng nói tuyệt vời gì đó?
What?
Tuyệt vời gì? á?
Ew, man.
Tuyệt vời ông mà trời gì á?
No, that's only when I'm eating something good.
And you know what she said when she eats something good?
What?
Tell him. Trời ơi, tuyệt vời ông mà trời đi ngủ.
What?
Say.
That's my secret.
Good night is giỏi.
Ngủ.
Ngon. Ngủ.
No,
Ngủ.
giỏi.
Ngủ.
Khoe.
But why
No,
you say
no, no.
giỏi? Why you bending your
Why
body
you
down
jump?
and come up?
Tối.
Looking good?
Tối.
What?
Tối. Like
Good.
night.
Wash the night.
No.
Ngủ.
Giỏi
Ngủ
tối.
Mm,
Good night.
Ngủ ngon.
Giỏi
Giỏi
tối.
tối.
No, good night là ngủ ngon, ngủ ngoan.
Tối is like dark. That
Great dark.
I want to click these.
You can't. You have to be. Cái đó mấy người gửi cho con mà, mấy người gửi
Thank
cho
you.
cho con.
I love it. Okay.
Hả?
Okay.
Alright, so thank you. Cảm ơn mọi người rất là nhiều đã theo dõi cái livestream của Phi Phụng Phượng. Chúc mọi người ngủ ngoan, ngủ ngon, nằm mơ thấy cùng mà.
Ah!
Ủa vậy em vừa kêu chùm ba.
No, we're talking.
Phải kêu chùm ma lại.
Okay, so nó có một con bà đi vô nhà, bà nó đi lên lầu. Khi nào bà nó đi lên lầu. Bà nó thấy một con chó nhìn bà nó nhìn con chó chạy xuống lầu. Nên bà nó chạy xuống lầu. Con chó chạy ra ngoài, bà nó chạy ra ngoài luôn. Trời ơi, Phượng ngủ rồi.
I'm hungry.
Ok, đi xuống ăn, mày cho con đi xuống ăn. Ok, chào cả nhà nha, bye bye cả nhà nha. Để cho bé Phượng, Phi Phượng Phượng đang có Phi Phượng Phượng đói bụng rồi. Bye bye. Hả? Đứa nào finish đi.
Phone, you want it? Hey, you're a girl.
I have shorts.
Phone, press it.
Mom.